Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news in the NHL tonight as the Colorado Avalanche have acquired Ryan Merkley and Martin KAUT from the excuse me. The Colorado Avalanche have acquired Ryan Merkley and Jacob MacDonald. Matt Nieto, sorry, I'm trying to open up files, trying to go as fast as I can here. My apologies. Ryan Merkley and Matt Nieto from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for Martin KAUT and Jacob MacDonald. My apologies. Trying to open up hockey DBs and cap friendlies as I get this live stream going here this evening. In terms of pure value, I think the Avalanche take that. So we're going to have some instant reaction and analysis for this trade for a player that has been rumored for a long time to be moved, Ryan Merkley, a player who has had a lot of skill, someone who is a former first-round pick, someone who has been unhappy with his situation and has been looking for a trade that finally gets traded. So Merkley and Nieto going to the Avalanche in exchange for KAUT and MacDonald. I messed that up at least 3 times on the opening there. My apologies. That's what happens when you scramble to get a live stream going. Dexter, welcome aboard. Dabrowskiego, welcome. Thank you for joining the stream. So we'll start breaking this down right now. Not a lot of people may know much about Martin KAUT, a former first-round pick of his own, I believe. He was, 16th overall in 2018. So we'll start breaking it all down. In terms of pure value, as Nathan Graves says, I'm going to pull this up here on Twitter. It is interesting why the Avalanche did acquire another offensive defenseman. Is a potential Samuel Girard trade coming? I don't think so. I don't know. Rocky Mountain says that he loves this under the radar move by the Avs because he sees Merkley replacing Girard, who he sees being traded out. So that could be something like a preamble type of move right now. So if I pull this up right here, Nathan Graves says Colorado gets Matt Nieto, solid bottom 6 guy. Ryan Merkley, defensive black hole prospect, but has offensive upside, while San Jose gets back Jacob MacDonald, a career NHL 7th D guy. I'm going to pull up his numbers. He's actually a bit better than that. And Martin KAUT, who's an interesting prospect, 18th overall pick, yet hasn't really adapted to the pro game all that much. 3 points, 27 games played this season. If I go up to the top, I'm going to pull up some Jay Fresh cards as well, because he's been throwing these around, especially for MacDonald. Sorry, my feed's going to be a little busy right now. As I just try to pull this up as fast as I can. But he was something like 76th percentile, MacDonald, when I looked. Like, he's sneakily not too shabby, just that he hasn't been really getting like any playing time in that busy Colorado blue line, right? I just saw it. Did that many new tweets come in? My goodness. Rocky Mountain, no, I see it. Rocky Mountain says that Girard is definitely gone. So if Girard's being flipped, maybe that makes sense. If Girard is getting moved out and they want to bring another offensive defenseman replacement in on a somewhat cheap deal, they want to cut one former first-round pick and bring in another. All right, taking way too long to scroll here. My apologies. I'll just bring up Jay Fresh myself. As I said, trying to get this out ASAP. So Ryan Merkley, always a fun guy to have in your franchise modes, always a player that grows well, but he wasn't really getting out of the AHL. And KAUT, who did get out of the AHL, wasn't doing anything in the NHL. So that's the interesting part. If this would ever load. Or we can maybe even come back to this. Ryan Merkley this season, 14 assists in 30 games down in the AHL. Only saw the NHL last season for the first time. Played 39 games, had a goal and 5 assists. Meanwhile, the other first-round pick who he moves for, same draft, drafted 16th overall, KAUT, has 3 points in 27 games this season. I'll be curious to see his ice time. 5 goals, 8 points in 10 games in the AHL. 31 points in 46 games with 19 goals the season prior. Not too shabby. Meanwhile, Matt Nieto is a solid bottom 6 guy, consistently playing in the NHL, consistently playing full seasons when healthy. I believe these were in the 28 games here with some injury stuff going on, but consistently 60, 70 games, putting up that 20-point range. So I think Matt Nieto is a solid depth pickup for a team that, it's funny, it goes back to Colorado, San Jose, Colorado, San Jose, Colorado. What a career for this guy. So he goes back to Colorado, a team that he is comfortable with, and a team that wants to go on a deep postseason run. Meanwhile, MacDonald hasn't been able to do much with the Avalanche. 2 assists in 33 games. Obviously, I don't think we're looking at the points too much. But in the AHL, 25 points in 33 games. And Doggy, just seeing the donation here. Thank you for the $5, my friend. Appreciate that. Taking the time out of your evening to send that over. Very much appreciated. Let me go back to the comments here because I haven't been pulling these up. So Under the Radar Move likes that. Mackenzie says, I know one person who's excited for the live stream. Of course, all the Penguins loving that one. Thank you very much, Mackenzie. Always feels like NHL 23 scrolling. My goodness. MacDonald has been a good replacement. Yes, he has been serviceable. Absolutely. I think he's a name that not many people know. And I agree. I admit I was not familiar with his game. But it seems as though his, how can I say, his style complements the Avalanche. Can I say that? Dabrowskiego with another 5. Thank you very much, my friend, for my favorite NHL YouTuber. Hey, we got 5 from him, 5 from Doggy. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. And as Rocky Mountain says here, and Dabrowskiego, I don't think you have a role in the Discord server. If you have that, then I definitely got it. If you don't, I got to give that to you. Thank you. Rocky Mountain says the Avalanche getting Calgano last year from the Sharks, now Nieto and Merkley. So, yeah, I like it for the Avalanche very much. The Sharks, they don't really get anything that helps them now. I don't think MacDonald does much for them, as good as he is. I think he's a good player. He doesn't really do much for them now or long term. KAUT is the real piece. Like, what does this trade mean in 2-3 years? Nieto, he could still be a depth piece for Colorado, even if he isn't. I think if you break down and you say just Merkley for KAUT straight up, I think I give the edge to Merkley here. I'm on Jay Fresh's page here, so I'm just trying to pull up the cards. I'm not seeing them though. Those NHL menus are getting me again. But in a moment, what I'm going to do is pull up the Cap Friendly and the Hockey Ref. I want to see a bit of a deeper look here. And actually, even on NHL.com, they give a bit of a deeper look on the players themselves. I'm trying to do 100 things at once, so I appreciate you taking the time to be patient with me. Going to NHL.com here. So the Sharks get MacDonald, who's 29, 76 NHL games, 12 goals. Defenseman who also plays the forward position. I didn't know that before I read that. He also played in 271 AHL games with Springfield, Albany, Binghamton, and Colorado, collecting 189 points in 271 games. Got to respect that. AHL All-Star many times, 6 foot, 204-pound native of Portland, Oregon. KAUT, 23 years of age, recording 3 points in 27 games, 10 AHL appearances. We saw those 8 points. We went through his AHL numbers last year as well. In 173 AHL games, he has 99 points. It just, again, it doesn't seem as though he's been able to transfer that game to the NHL. Merkley now, 39 games, we said that, but through 93 career AHL games, he has 44 points, 70 penalty minutes. I don't know. He seems to be a good passer. He seems to be able to move the puck well. That seems to be where he excels, getting 30 apples. So yeah, here's Jacob MacDonald. Took me long enough to pull it up, but I finally got it. 76th percentile projected wins above replacement. Obviously, Time on Ice lists him as depth. He's not getting many minutes out there. If this could ever come up. Offense and defense are both there at even strength. The goals and the primary assists per 60, forget it. Finishing, teammates, don't worry about it. But as a solid 6th, 7th guy, he's good. Just that's not what San Jose really needs right now, or really long term at all. So I'm gonna come back here for a second. Cap Friendly. I probably don't need to go to Cap Friendly, but what I want to see is what happened this? He was traded to Pittsburgh. Who's traded to Pittsburgh? Yeah. Interesting pickup there, Rory. Yeah, interesting pickup, Rory. Very much. We got 10 from Dexter. Hey, my goodness. Thank you, gentlemen, for all of the love here, for a quick little evening stream. Thank you, Dexter. Thank you, Dabrowskiego. Thank you, Doggy. Appreciate all the love out here. It can be very helpful for when I'm taking a day off work to stream the trade deadline. That'll be appreciated. But what I want to pull up now is some ice time. Honestly, is Martin KAUT getting the opportunities in the NHL? Is it something that San Jose says, okay, let's see if we can do like a Rudolph Balcers type of thing where we pick him up, give him those top 6 minutes, and he's doing wonders. Let's see if we can try and have a little bit of redemption for him. So pull up the hockey reference on him. Let's look a bit deeper on the numbers. Oh, that was for NHL 23. Thanks, Dexter. Appreciate that. Back when I was trying to crowdsource or crowdfund for when the game came out. So let me bring up Martin Kaut. So Martin Kaut, when he was playing the NHL, yeah, he was getting 7 minutes a night. He had 3 minutes against the Oilers, 9 minutes. Average ice time on the year was 9:08. His NHL total through 47 games is 9 minutes and 10 seconds. So he hasn't been getting those opportunities. You got to admit, he hasn't been getting them. He hasn't really transferred his game over, it seems, but at the same time has been given much opportunity to do so. So give him that on a team like San Jose where there's not much to lose. And I think that changes his outlook on life, perhaps. You know, Rory says, this is giving me Josh Manson vibes. Colorado doing some bolstering of the blue line could be a big dub for the Avs. I agree. And especially if Girard is moving out, especially. Darren Helm probably there for the rest of the year. Nieto's here to replace. Sorry, probably out for the rest of the year. Nieto here to replace Helm. So Nieto is solid depth. He knows Colorado. He knows the system. His whole career has been San Jose, Colorado, San Jose, Colorado. They get a familiar face who's been consistent in his abilities. They know who he is. They get a good offensive defenseman into the system. I love it. Juice here. Kaut played on Avs top 6 at one point when everyone and their mothers were injured. Yeah, right. That's true. He still wasn't getting, all that low ice time, still averaged it out to a lower amount. But, if he got top 6 minutes and he still only had 3 points in 27 games, that's tough, Didn't really do much, right? And Data can't wait till you do the trade deadline. You talk about the Devils pickups. Yeah, maybe some Timo Meier, right? Will this push the market forward and force some more trades? I wouldn't say this is one of the big dominoes to fall. Like I saw Frank Saravalli saying that Ryan Merkley was number 30 on his trade list. So I wouldn't say this was one of the big dominoes to fall again. But I would say this does tell teams, okay, like teams are making moves. Teams are starting to do things. Whatever move you're thinking about making, it may be time to make that move. Rocky Mountains out. Thank you for being here. An Avalanche fan who is happy with that pickup. Doggy also saying Nieto will be way better than half their bottom 6. So like I said, he's a consistent 20-point kind of guy. So recapping all again here, the Avalanche acquire Ryan Merkley, an offensive defenseman, former first-round pick prospect, who, whether or not he's a future replacement for Samuel Girard, will be a good piece for them in a very positive defensive growth environment. You got Byram, you got Girard, you got Makar, you got Manson, you got a really good team that will be able to come together. Devontae's, excuse me. You got a really good committee that will come together and grow the youth. Ryan Merkley needs a good team around him. Who would he have in his future in San Jose? Erik Karlsson to help him out? Marc-Edouard Vlasic? I don't know. Older guys, retiring guys, leaving guys. I think Colorado has their core, and Merkley can get comfortable in that core. On top of that, they acquire Matt Nieto. Perfect depth for them. Familiar, consistent, hits all the boxes, checks all the boxes. In exchange for Martin Kaut, a prospect who they drafted in the first round, has good potential, hasn't been given a lot of ice time, but at the same time, they've been scared by him, Colorado, because he hasn't been picking up or transferring his game to the NHL level. Therefore, they cut him loose. They move on from MacDonald, who's been very good. He's been their depth guy. He's been replacement level. He's been solid. Yet, Merkley, with all of his potential, is an upgrade. And all it takes is having to move on from who they drafted instead in that 2018 draft to get him. So Merkley and Nieto for Kaut and MacDonald. Let me know your thoughts down here in the comments if you're watching after the fact. I think it's an Avalanche win, but lots of potential for the Sharks. Absolutely. Martin Kaut could do some good things. Kaut, what did he do in the Czech? He had 16 points in 38 games in 2017-18 as an 18-year-old, right, in the Czech league. So that's respectable. He's done some good things in the AHL. Last year, 19 goals, 31 points in 46 games. He can do it. He's still only 23. It's not like he's a black hole prospect. Speaking of black holes, it's kind of like Ryan Merkley's black hole defensively. But again, I'd rather have Merkley developing in the Avalanche's system rather than the Sharks' system. No offense to the Sharks. Yeah, it's true. Ryan and Nick Merkley, brothers. Rory are also saying, looking at the Canucks and sorry, am I misreading this? Also looking at the Canucks, wants Allen's needs. Does this make a Girard a new hook for Horvat trade? I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. So could Girard be a potential trade piece if the Avalanche wanted to acquire Bo Horvat and they wanted to help out the Canucks who are scratching Oliver Ekman-Larsson these days? Yeah, I could see that happening if Bo Horvat were to consider the Avalanche. Yeah. So I think that's about it there. I'd love to keep talking hockey, but that's the instant analysis on this trade. I give it the Avalanche win for the moment. Looking forward to doing many more of these in the lead up to the trade deadline. At the trade deadline itself, I'm going to be doing live coverage at least from 1 to 4 p.m., 3 hours right there on the day of the deadline. Very excited for all of that, so make sure to subscribe not to miss out on it. And of course, if you enjoyed this, I'm sure you'd enjoy a lot else of what goes on the channel, NHL franchise mode, career simulations, and videos like these. Breaking news and analysis as it happens. So thank you, everyone, for those great donations coming in fast and furious, hot and ready. Thank you for all of those, all the great support here on the channel. Good night to everyone. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one as we move towards a bit of an increase potentially in the trading season, as we're 5 weeks away from the trade deadline or so. So everyone, enjoy your evenings. Have a great time. Enjoy the snow. Be safe out there, and we'll talk soon. Good night.